beautiful Cancerians. This is Debs, and this, of course, is your reading for July 2026. How are you, Cancer? It's lovely to be with you guys. Now, in meditation, I was simply taken to a man's backyard, and he was outside his house in the yard with secateurs, pruning shears, right? And he was looking up at a massive vine that was covering the side of his house. But he wasn't happy because it was going over the windows and he really wanted it to go the other way. So he thought, okay, I'm going to prune off all the little tendrils, cut them all off, and see if I can train it to go the other way. So he got up on a ladder. He pruned off all these wayward stems that were covering the windows, and he tried to train it with wires to go the other way. A few months later, he went outside to the back of his house and thought, right, let's have a look. But he was really surprised because the vine had continued to grow over to the left-hand side. It was not wanting to grow on the right-hand side. He didn't understand why. He got really frustrated. He thought, well, there's nothing I can do. All I can do is trim the little tendrils again and hope that they're going to move over to the right-hand side. Hope the vine is going to get it and the vine is going to flourish on the right-hand side. And Cancer, that's where your vision ended. Really odd. Now, I don't know whether or not there's something here about not wanting to go left, wanting to go right. I don't know. Could be political, not sure. This could be Cancer, you trying to persuade someone, well, let's look in another direction. What about this direction? You might have been dealing, Cancer, with somebody a little bit stubborn. No. If we are going to progress, if this is going to continue, we have to move in the opposite direction. We have to head off down that path. And Cancer, you may be chucking your hands in the air thinking, well, if I want any type of progress, I may just have to give in. So guys, here we go. This is the Kingdom of Light deck. So Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Cancerians, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is July 2026. Wow, they're all coming out. Do we leave them? Yes. All part of this story. Okay. All right, guys, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Deck is cut. So, what have we got? We have Cancer. Could be you. King of Cups. This could be you. Okay, we've got the King of Cups. The Page of Cups. The Ace of Wands, Temperance, Sag energy, and the Seven of Swords. Interesting, because we've got someone here on a roof. They're heading over to the right-hand side. Now, Cancer, you could be connected to a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio masculine if you're feminine, or this is simply you. There could be a situation here with a child, or there may be an issue where an apology was given. Ace of Wands. This is a passionate new start. This is a change of direction. But with Temperance and the Seven of Swords, unless you're dealing with a Sag who's a bit sneaky, okay? I think Archangel Michael is asking you to sit in a temperate place. It may well be you have your own reasons, Cancer, as to why you want to shift everything over to the right. But Archangel Michael's saying, Cancer, you may not have a choice. You may need to just let this be. Let this person move in the direction they want to move in, okay? Yeah, if you want progress, Okay, guys. The Magician, Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini. So Cancer, this is you. You are trying to manifest someone shifting in a particular direction because it is either better for you, I've got to be honest, it's better for you, or you may be trying to separate two situations. Well, I don't want you to go over that way because of the windows everyone can see. I want you to go that way. Could be something like that. The Emperor. Cancer, you are wanting to take charge. Okay. You are wanting to manifest stability in a situation, peace and calm in a situation. I'm even feeling, Cancer, as if you may want to put a lot of distance between two people, two individuals. Maybe you're worried that if one individual lives in the same area as the other individual, it's going to cause problems. Maybe these two don't get on. You may be suggesting if someone's thinking of moving, well, I wouldn't move over there. No, I think the other direction's much better for you. This is you thinking, oh my gosh, I do not want to have to deal with a war, right? Cancer, you may even be in a new relationship, but your partner wants to move and you're thinking, oh no, that would be moving very close to my ex-wife. Yeah, not a good idea. Yeah, no, I don't want us to bump into my ex-wife wandering down the high street. Could be even something like that, okay? In the past, my lovely Cancerians, Page of Pentacles, you might have given a gift to a child, or you may have apologized to someone for something. I'm really sorry. Yes, I know it wasn't ideal, but, you know, hopefully this will all work itself out. Okay. After that time, Cancer, yeah, the Wheel of Destiny. Everything shifted forward. It was all good. No problems, no issues. The divine shifted you onto a brand new path. Perfect. In your thoughts now, the Eight of Swords. You are beginning to worry because someone is determined to head off in a particular direction that you may feel might cause you problems in the future. In the immediate future, guys, yes, Five of Wands. You may have to stand your ground, Cancer. You are dealing with somebody who has a very set idea about where they want to go, what they want to do. You are trying to gently maneuver them in another direction. In your fears, Eight of Pentacles. Fearing, Cancer, having to work on this person because they may have a particular reason why they want to move in this direction. They've got their heart set on moving in a particular direction. You're trying to change their mind. That's what I'm getting. In the environment, Cancer, is the Chariot. Okay, this is someone who is moving very quickly in a particular direction. I do get the feeling, Cancer, that you are trying to create as much distance between two people or situations as you can, because otherwise there's going to be problems with a Five of Wands. Could be two family members that don't get on. Could be, as I said, you're in a new relationship, but your partner wants to move to a particular area and you're thinking, oh my God, that's where my ex lives. Yeah, not a good idea. You're trying to be diplomatic. But Cancer, for some reason, what you don't want to say is, I don't want you to do that because it's going to cause arguments, it's going to cause disagreements, somebody's going to be unhappy, there's going to be conflict breaking out. I really don't want that. For some reason, Cancer, you don't want to have that conversation. It may be because it's very sensitive. It may be because you feel old wounds are going to open up again. So you're being very careful, Cancer, relating to what you say, but you're definitely trying to shift someone in the opposite direction, in another direction. In your hopes, guys, Ten of Wands, you're hoping to release the burden. You're hoping to stop feeling stressed about this, Cancer. Yeah. This could work out if someone was open to being guided in another direction. Okay? And the outcome, justice. Lovely, Cancer. This is balance. This is balance. This is you successfully balancing out a situation. I love it. Clarification for you. We have the Three of Pentacles. Yes, you may have been quietly talking to a couple of people about this. Oh, I'm in a tricky situation. Yes, I'm trying to keep these two particular people apart. I don't really want them to meet, or I know they don't get on. Not quite sure how I'm going to manage this. Yeah, guys. Four of Wands. You may be talking to someone about a house, a property, moving, a relationship. And whoever Cancer is racing forward, victory and success, they're on the move. You're trying to prevent some kind of issue here. What you're thinking about is, if this happens fast, I've got to keep my wits about me because there could be conflict. So whoever sat in the energy of the Chariot and Cancer, they may be thinking of you, okay? The King of Swords, all right. This is someone, Cancer, who may be a bit strategic. This could be someone, Cancer, who is saying to you, well, I'm sorry, but because I've signed a document or because I've got a job in this particular area, I have to go this way, right? Two of Wands. But this person can potentially be persuaded. They are standing at crossroads. There is a particular direction that would be best for them. But Cancer, this is someone who I feel is looking in your direction as if to say, I'm open to being guided, but only up to a certain point. Because here you are, Cancer, you are sat in the energy of the Magician. You are trying to keep two situations apart. You're telling someone on this side, okay, yeah, you stay there. You stay there. I'm trying to push this other person in the opposite direction. I'm trying to sort of keep you two apart. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting here. That's the feeling, Cancer, I'm getting. Okay, guys. So, underneath the deck, my beautiful Cancerian Six of Pentacles. Okay. Now, this might have come about, Cancer, because there was an unequal give and take situation. It might be someone was given a great deal, the other person wasn't. These two are not getting on. These two are not speaking. Nine of Wands. And Cancer, you're feeling a bit nervous here. Oh, okay. Well, because I breadcrumbed someone in the past and I overindulged someone else in the past, I'm going to have to manage this situation carefully. So there are no major issues going forward. Because Cancer, with the Ten of Cups, you want a happy family situation, or this is a family dynamic that was imbalanced in the past. Somebody is making a move. They might be making a move, Cancer, because they've got no choice. This could be somebody you breadcrumbed, to be honest. Whereas somebody else might be sitting in the Wheel of Fortune doing very well, and you're thinking, I just don't want these two to meet. It could be the opposite way around, guys. Take it as it resonates. Could be the opposite way around. Okay, my lovely Cancerians, let's get into this and see what comes through. But you are trying to take charge here. You are trying to keep the peace in a situation. All right. So here we go. And do forgive the aircon unit if it makes funny noises. It's very warm here in the south of France. So Archangel Michael, tell us about the Emperor and the Magician. You're trying to take charge, Cancer. Ace of Cups, yeah. Why am I feeling as if you are intermediary? You are being represented by the Dove of Peace. You want everyone to be chilled and happy and relaxed. It's as if you are creating a boundary. That's how it feels. That's how it feels, Cancer. You're creating this boundary. You're really wanting everyone to be relaxed, nobody to argue here. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. This might have been a challenging situation. Somebody might have felt left out in the cold. Somebody may be struggling financially. Knight of Wands, and the other person storming ahead quite impulsively. So I feel, Cancer, as if you're dealing with 2 particular situations, 2 very different individuals. Someone might have been a bit pushy, to be honest. Somebody may have had their hand out. Okay, Cancer, this is what I want. This is what I need. Come on, you know, I need help here. You might have given freely out of the goodness of your heart, whereas somebody else may not have said anything, struggled on, and this person may now be having to move. And what you're thinking about is, if these 2 people are put in the same area, there's going to be fireworks. It's going to be a nightmare. So you're trying to keep the peace, but you're very consciously aware, Cancer, these are 2 very, very different characters. Someone here who may not, to be honest, have stood up for themselves is now in a situation where they are going to have to make a major move. It could be because they simply can't afford to stay where they are. And the other person, Cancer, might have been a bit fiery, a bit sort of, you know, challenging to deal with. They might have put pressure on you, and so you gave to that situation. You are now playing magician. You are trying to keep the peace. You are wanting these 2 people to remain separated. That is what you're trying to do, but it may be difficult, Cancer. Strength. Okay. Yeah. Yes. You are asking this Knight of Wands to hold back, right? Don't do anything drastic. Don't push me in this, right? Whilst you are cajoling the other person back. So we may have someone here who is a little quiet, a little shy, not used to standing up for themselves, and someone who can be a bit fiery, quite dominant, you know, not wanting to take no for an answer. I want to do it this way. And Cancer, you're trying to manage both personalities, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Yeah, Ace of Swords. You're drawing a line right down the middle. Okay, you're saying to whoever sat in the Knight of Wands, okay, you stay over there. Don't do anything impulsive. Hold back just for now. I know you're frustrated. I know you want to do this, but don't, right? You're having to be strong with a person who's being strong with you. Whilst cajoling the other person is, okay, you can come in this direction, it's all right. That's what I'm getting. It's interesting, the energy coming through. You're sat there, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. I need to manifest peace in this. I'm almost seeing a conductor. You're conducting 2 separate situations. You are telling, you know, let's say this is an orchestra. You are telling the strings to sort of, okay, just fade off a little bit, not so loud, but you're wanting a flute to come in, right? Okay, bit more flute, lovely. Now it's balanced. I'm almost getting an orchestra, you conducting, managing the situation. You're pushing down something quite strong and powerful. And you are ushering in, cajoling in what is needed to create balance. But it's not easy, Cancer. And I hope you're understanding me here, guys. Let's have a look at the Ace of Swords. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. Okay. The truth is, Cancer, someone sat in the 5 of Pentacles feeling stressed. And the other person sat in the 9 of Pentacles, quite forthright in their energy. And you're very nervous here, Cancer. You're nervous. So in the past, guys, Page of Pentacles, you gave a little bit. you gave a little bit. Because Cancer, with the energy of the Hermit, you didn't really want to get involved, or you didn't really want to give so much, because you were contemplating your future. You were contemplating whether or not you needed a very strong foundation in your future. So you gave a little bit to a situation, a person. Okay. Well, you can just have a little tiny bit. A little tiny bit. Okay. The Empress. This is someone coming through as an Empress. Taurus energy, Libra energy. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, we had someone here who, I'm hearing, kicked up a fuss. Okay, someone here said, I don't know what to do. I'm really stressed out. My life is falling apart. I need help. Lent heavily on you, Cancer. This is someone who lent heavily on you. And so you gave to this individual until that individual was sat in the Queen of Pentacles, very financially stable. You might have given too much. You might have gone overboard without even thinking about it, because you might have felt compassion for this person. Whereas the Empress just sat very quietly thinking about the Page of Pentacles. They didn't say very much. These are two individuals. Okay, and we have Judgment. You made a judgment call to give extensively to someone because you felt compassion. And now, Cancer, what I'm getting is, after a period of time, these two are close to meeting. And you know that because you might have treated them very differently in the past, for whatever reason, these two have an issue with each other. The person sat in the Queen of Pentacles may know they were overindulged. And this is someone who may not feel comfortable meeting the person who was breadcrumbed. And so you're trying to create a divide. You are hoping, Cancer, that this is going to work out. You're in your head about this. Eight of Cups. Yeah, what you're thinking about is, oh my gosh, the person that lived at a distance is coming back now. They're going to be in close proximity to the person that I overindulged. Oh, I hope there's not going to be any problems. You're very worried about this, guys. It's as if, oh gosh, no. No, yeah, what you're thinking about is the devil. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to deal with a toxic situation. Because if these two are sort of thrown together in the same environment, it could get really unpleasant. You're worried. You're worried. Yes. I feel this is someone who is moving towards you to say, okay, closing out a cycle. I couldn't manage. I have to come back to the environment. This could be somebody who might have lived in another country, Cancer. And what you're thinking about is, oh my goodness, I did not expect them to come back. I didn't expect them to come back. Yes, this is someone who may be coming back to heal after a challenging time. In the nicest sense, Cancer, this may have been the person that was breadcrumbed, you know. You may not have thought about it in the past. But this is someone who is now saying, I can't survive. They may have sought legal advice. They have been standing at crossroads. This is someone who is charging back towards you, Cancer, almost hoping that you're going to be there to support them this time, because you may not have done in the past. So in the immediate future, guys, 5 of Wands and the Chariot. What you're thinking about is, I have to prevent any conflict. You are up in your head. We have someone here, Queen of Pentacles, who sat in the 9 of Pentacles, doing very well. She may be facing Judgment Day because she might have been a bit pushy in the past, in the nicest sense. Whoever is coming back in, and this could be a masculine. If not, this is someone who might have sought legal advice and understood that they had no option but to close out a cycle and come back. They are hoping for victory and success with you, Cancer, Chariot, because they know and you know that you should have helped them more in the past, or they were the one that was breadcrumbed. I think this is the Empress. Could be an older woman, simply that. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Five of Wands and the Chariot for my lovely Cancerians? Thank you, Michael. August, end of August, 28th of August, he's pointing forward. 28th of August. 15th of September. I'm hearing March the 10th is cut off. March the 10th is cut off. Whatever that means. It could be this is someone who's been renting and their lease expires at the beginning of March, and they're saying to you, I have to come back, maybe home and live, or I have to come back to the area because it's cheaper by the 10th of March. So you've got a little bit of time here, Cancer, but not a great deal. Where are we now? July, August, September. Okay, you've got 7-8 months. You've got 7-8 months to manage this transition, this new cycle. Let's have a look at the person sat in the Chariot. They're hoping you're going to be there to sort of support them, help them, guide them, because they've been going through a tough time. Yes, they are looking at options. How can I get back on my feet is what I'm hearing. How can I sort myself out? Okay, yeah, because they have been sacrificing. This is someone who is hoping, Cancer, that you will open the door and sort of usher them in and say, oh, it's okay, don't worry, you're going to be all right. Tell us about this person. What's their energy? 7 of Wands. They are a little bit defensive because, Cancer, they may feel they're only in the situation because of something very imbalanced that you may have created in the past. Well, if a situation was balanced in the past, I wouldn't have found myself in that situation. They may swing, Cancer, between being very appreciative of you because you are basically saying, of course, of course, if you're struggling, come back, it's okay. That's the energy. 2, being a bit defensive with you, a bit cold with you, because underneath they're a bit upset, okay? They may deep down blame you for their situation. It may not feel fair, but there could be a tinge of that. Tell us more about this person. They are a little bit defensive, although they are coming back to you because they need to, is what I'm getting. 5 of Swords. Yeah, they're a bit defensive, Cancer, because they may feel, you left them wounded, you walked off, you didn't make something balanced in the past, and they still are holding a grudge about that deep down. Okay. Queen of Cups. Could be a Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is the Empress, and we have a Queen of Pentacles here, and you are trying to keep the peace, Cancer. You are trying to keep the peace. How is this Queen of Cups feeling deep down? Let's delve into the energy of the Queen of Cups. I think, Cancer, you are a masculine. I have to be honest here. Wow. Deep down, Cancer, this person doesn't really want to swallow their pride and turn to you for help. They don't really want to, but they may feel as if they've got no choice. And because they were breadcrumbed in the past in the nicest sense, they're sort of landing themselves on you. They're not asking you whether or not you can help them because you and they know that they weren't given what they should have been given in the past. So they are just saying, okay, sorry, but I'm on my way back, right? Yes, they are juggling 2 pentacles. Okay, they are not going through a good time. Yep, they are not going through a good time. They are just about managing. But it's difficult for this person because I have to admit, I'm getting a bit of pride here. I really didn't want to do this, but I've got no choice. I have to sort of land myself on Cancer. I need help, right? You're there thinking, oh my gosh, you're holding the Dove of Peace in one hand, the Ace of Swords in the other hand. I'm trying to keep the peace here. I'm trying to orchestrate peace in the situation, but you're thinking about drama. Why are you thinking about the Five of Wands? Yeah, because with the Nine of Cups, Cancer, you overindulged someone else. And there was a lot of hurt, a lot of jealousy that came about because you did that. And this is you thinking, oh my gosh, I need to keep these two apart, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Cancer, this is you feeling bad about it. Nine of Cups and the Three of Swords is, God, I wish I hadn't have overindulged this person and left this person out in the cold, because I've created sort of a war within the dynamic. I've created problems in the situation. You just didn't see it before, Cancer. You might have thought, oh, well, I'll give to this person because they need a little bit. Oh, well, that person sat in the Nine of Swords, so I've got to give a lot to that person. And then you realized, wow, I've created a massive imbalance here. Someone's very angry. Someone's very upset. The Lovers, yeah. And Cancer, there could also have been a third-party situation that you were managing on top of that. Wow. Or you could simply be thinking about a choice you made relating to a Gemini. Page of Swords. All right. One person may know about a lover situation. The other person may not. Somebody gave you a difficult message of truth about a lover situation. The other person didn't know. And so, Cancer, you are there treading on eggshells thinking, oh, this is going to be a challenge. Now, Cancer, this could even be, as I've said, you moving forward with a lover. You may be moving in with a lover, and your ex-wife may be saying, I can't afford to pay for the children anymore. I need more child support, or I'm having to move to a cheaper area and it's very near you, Cancer. Sorry about that. But I've got no option because I need more financial assistance from you, or I need to live in the area I used to live in with you because it's cheaper. And this is you thinking, oh my God, and I'm here with my new woman in a beautiful house. It's not going to look good. You do not want these two women to meet. These are two women. You do not want these two to meet. Yeah. Yeah, Knight of Swords. You're thinking, oh God, this is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be a nightmare. If these two meet, there's going to be a massive argument about the past, about breadcrumbing, a lover situation, someone's jealous, somebody feels guilty. And Cancer, you're sort of stuck in the middle thinking, well, I know I created the situation, but I didn't actually mean to. It wasn't on purpose, right? It's just the way it happened. Let's have a look at the energy between you and this Queen of Cups, Empress, Hierophant. All right. Both of you may have a connection with a Taurian, or with the energy of the Hierophant, Cancer, you are simply trying to take charge. You are trying to organize a very traditional situation in amongst the chaos. You are trying to rein everything in amongst all these heightened emotions. You're trying to keep your feet on the ground. You're trying to make the decision that is the best decision for everyone involved. You're keeping your head screwed on, whilst keeping these two apart. You stay over there. Yeah, no, don't come in this direction. No, you stay over there. I'm bringing this person gently back in. because this needs to be sorted out. This needs to be balanced out. Okay, so Cancer, you are, with the energy of the Eight of Pentacles, a bit nervous about working on the situation again. You may feel there's going to be conflict relating to a choice you made or about money. What you're hoping, Cancer, is with the Ten of Wands to put the burden down. You're really hoping you can manage this and make sure that both people are happy going forward, but they have to stay in their individual places. There cannot be any crossover, because then you'd have a problem, big problem. And Cancer, I think you're going to manage this, because with the energy of Justice, this is balance. This is balance. This is what you hope to achieve. You hope to achieve balance by keeping this division very strong, with the Dove of Peace in one hand and the Ace of Swords in the other hand, knowing the truth, but drawing a fine line, okay? Keeping these two people separate, these two individuals. So let's have a look at Justice. The Eight of Wands. Okay, Cancer, I think this is someone saying to you, thank you. I feel much more balanced now. I feel as if justice has been done. So if this was, in inverted commas, the wronged party, and I hate to put it like that, but you know what I mean. If this is the person that wasn't taken care of in the past, they're now coming back to you. You are balancing out the situation with them. What is their energy? What is their energy? The Fool. Okay, so they are back on their feet at this point, Cancer, and they are looking at moving into a brand new cycle. How are you feeling, my lovely Cancerians? Yes. Oh, thank God. Celebration. Celebration. Thank goodness for that. So this person may only jump towards you temporarily until they can get back on their feet. It might just be for a few months, and then they're going to go their separate way. Then they're going to move in another direction, maybe. Potentially away from this other person again. Tell us about this Empress, Queen of Cups. Yeah, she's embracing change. So after she gets back on her feet, Cancer, after you've sorted her out, given her some money, said it's okay, don't worry about it, okay, you need this, all right, fine. She's going to make another move in another direction. Now, it could well be because she doesn't like the other woman, she doesn't get on with the other woman, there's jealousy there. And she doesn't want to cross swords with this Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles doesn't want to cross swords with the Empress, Queen of Cups. So these two may actually agree that it's not a good idea to be in the same area. So if this person comes back in, Cancer, it's going to be only for a brief time, and then they're going to choose another direction. I think they are consciously aware that they don't want to be anywhere near the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? So Cancer, it's not as if you're going to have to persuade this person to make another change. As soon as they are sorted out, they will choose a new direction. So you're going to be fine. What else are you going to say to the Queen of Cups? The Knight of Pentacles, you're going to help them more financially later on. So you're going to put this person's mind at rest that if this was to do with money, whatever it was, child support, settlement, you're trying to balance out a situation financially here. You're going to put this person's mind at rest that there will be more coming. Okay. Page of Wands. And they're going to be pleased about that. They're going to be glad about that, Cancer. So, Cancer, I think this is a situation you are going to be able to manage. Yes. And you are going to breathe a sigh of relief. This person coming in, you're going to be helping. They're then going to go their separate way again. They're then going to move in another direction because financially they can do that. Whereas this person, you are saying, hold back, I don't want you anywhere near this other woman. Hold back. Don't move towards me. Don't shift in this direction. You stay there, because this is someone who you overindulged, okay? Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, she's fine. She's fine. And as soon as this woman realizes that the other woman is coming back and is going to be close by, I think she's going to agree that it's probably best that she holds back in any case, because she may feel guilty, right? But Cancer, this is you balancing this out. This is you balancing this out. Wow. Yeah. And Cancer, this may all have been about money, sadly. This may have all been about money. You may be looking at the past thinking, wow, everything was fine. Everything was actually pretty wonderful until I stupidly gave one little pentacle to this person, 9 pentacles to this person, and then everything just caved. And on top of that, Cancer, there might have been a dalliance with a lover, which just caused more conflict in a situation. But you are going to manage this. You are determined to manage this. You're going to orchestrate balance here. And I don't think you're going to have any further problems, guys. Okay? All right. So Cancer, let's just see what the universe has to say to close the reading. Here we go, Cancer. Archangel Michael, what does the universe want to say to my lovely Cancerians? That one. Okay, yes, Cancer, you may want to clear the air. Something may be clouding your judgment. Get some clarity and set things right. Very interesting, Cancer. This is all about you understanding the past and balancing out a situation. Justice, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I think you've got this in hand, guys. So, my beautiful Cancerians, I am leaving it there. I hope that's helped. Take care of you, and of course, I will be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon. Bye, Cancer.